All right, welcome back to the Real Features podcast. We are absolutely delighted to introduce our next guest. He's one of Australia's most exciting horror filmmakers of the last 10 years. He's a director, writer, producer, and has even written a novel which is called Ed. He has released a string of popular horror films such as Boar, Charlie's Farm, and Daddy's Little Girl. And he's now just released his latest horror film, which stars Wolf Creek's John Jarrett, which is a thrilling exorcism film called The Possession. Welcome, Chris Sun.
Hi, thanks for having me, guys. And it's called The Possessed.
Possessed. What did I call it? Possession. Sorry.
The Possession.
Oh God, I've already got it.
However, any lucky people out there, if they get the DVD right now, the side of the DVD is misspelled. It's called Possessal.
Wow.
So, I think there's a limit of like 500 DVDs floating around. It's called The Possessal. So, guys, if you're out there, quickly get a DVD because they're reprinting them right now.
Yeah.
So shit, next week it will be The Possession. You never know.
Well, yeah. All right. So it's a Possessed.
Possessed. Sorry, that is my bad. Yes.
How are you, man? You're in sunny Brisbane, aren't you? Sunshine Coast?
Yeah, matey, based up here on the sunny coast. I'm well, doing good. I'm a filmmaker, so I'm constantly tired, worn out, stressed, broke. But other than that, I'm great.
Just really kicking along well.
Just making it happen, mate. Making it happen.
And you alluded to just before, you've been on a film set, or you're working on a film set at the moment. It's raining and causing a bit of havoc. Yeah,
mate. I can't let too much out of the bag, but right now we're actually building sets right now for an 1860s Western.
I saw this one.
Now it's a psychological thriller. So no, I'm not like going full. I mean, I'd love to go full Western. How cool would that be? But it's a psychological thriller. We're shooting up here on the sunny coast. It's great to be doing another film back here. We're not going to be on set till January next year. The floods and the rain has slowed everything down, and also the American cast, availabilities and stuff, for those guys.
You have Casper Van, from Starship Troopers, isn't it? From who was in that as your lead actor, isn't it?
Well, I believe that. Yeah, there's been talks with Casper. In fact, I was texting Casper this morning, having a chin wag. Casper is definitely involved in a capacity. There's another actor we can't name yet, but I can say that. I was getting my hair cut this morning, and I thought I'll just see if the hairdresser knows this fella. Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't know who he was, right? Like from the movies. Like I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like he's a fucking big name kind of guy.
Wow.
But I'm terrible with names. Unless you say Denzel Washington, I'm like, I know Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
So anyway, I pulled out my phone, I opened it up, and I said to the hairdresser, she's like, "Oh my God, is he?" And I'm like, "Okay, all right, this is good. All right,
we're on to a good thing."
What I can say to people is, think Harry Potter. And,
wowzers. Okay.
So we'll go there. But Casper, I don't know how you heard that, but Casper is definitely
IMDb. So it's
on
cat's out of
IMDb?
the bag. It's
on
IMDb.
Me on IMDb.
You're on IMDb.
Okay, so it's no fucking secret, right? Here I am trying to be all stealth.
What's on there and
it's not on IMDb. Don't go. But however, the Harry Potter guy is not on IMDb. I know that for a fact because they're in talking with him right now. But JJ, Johnny Jarrett's going to do a cameo for me. He's going to come up.
Yes.
I love working with JJ. And, we get to kick his ass again. I mean, fucking why not? Like, I beat him up with a giant pig. If it's not me, he's running around killing tourists, right?
Yeah.
So I need to bring him down a peg or two every now and then, So.
And just on that, what's it like working with the great man? I mean, he's a bit of an icon. Like, how is it working with him? You've worked with him a couple of times.
Mate, here's a funny story. So when I did my first movie, Come and Get Me, right? The end of the movie, this guy pulls up in his car and as his nephew's killing all these people. And the girl gets away and she sees his car. It's a typical end of the movie, waves the car down. And it pulls over, and it's either, is it going to be someone to save, or is it going to be the real killer, Yeah. Well, I reached out to John and his team 10 years ago and said, look, I really want John to play this role, and they declined because it was too close to Mick Taylor. And I was really bummed. I was like, man, I want to work with John Jarrett.
Yeah.
Like, how cool would that be? But then you fast forward to Boar, and we work with him on that. And he's such a sweet guy. He's a cool guy. Like, John, he teaches you, he listens, he takes direction really well, but he gives you such great advice. He takes all the actors under his wing, especially the up and comers. He lets them know that, hey, do this or do that. he's very professional though with set etiquette. Like some of these up and comers, they don't get it. And this is a good lesson for the guys out there actually. Like learn set etiquette, learn how to act on a set.
Yeah.
Because people like JJ and that, they've been around a long time. They want to get in, they know their stuff, they're ready to go. And if they don't know it, or if they're having a bad day, they don't have time to fluff around. They want to get it done. This is their job. And you know, it's one of those things with JJ, you know he's coming prepared.
Yeah.
You know he's ready to go. So as a director, you go, fuck, I've got to bring my A game, right? Because I got to be ready to go as well. But shooting The Possessed with John was not only, it was a different experience. Like, Boar was so fun. But The Possessed, not only was it fun, but we connected in ways I didn't think that we would connect. And there's a scene in the film, it's in the final stages of the movie. JJ had to send these demons or these things back into the ground. And without spoiling it for people, but John... He did the take about 3 times, and I went up to him and I said, I need you to do one more. And he's like, fuck, because it was so draining, right?
Yeah.
And JJ's not getting any older. Guys, I rang him the other day. I said, John, about this other movie. I said, JJ, I want to get you involved. He goes, I'm fucking 70 now. And I'm just like, you're perfect for the role, you grumpy old bastard.
Yeah. Come on.
JJ, you know I love you. He's the only guy that'll send you text messages with a fucking chicken at the end. I don't know what the thing is with the chicken, but he loves a chicken. But anyway, we're doing this. So I said, I need you to do one more. And I explained to him what I wanted and stuff like that. And you could tell the poor boy, he was knackered. He was sweating profusely. It was hard work.
Yeah.
So he goes away and he comes back and he just fucking went for it, right?
Yeah.
Now the audience will see there's a part where Lincoln Lewis like grabs him. This is all real. John actually like collapses to the ground. He's fucked.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
But after it, he gets up, and this is, I'll never forget, as an up-and-coming director, and I still look at myself as an indie up-and-comer, I'm still learning, right?
Yeah.
He embraced me, man, and he nearly cried, and I nearly cried. He said, Chris, I'm 70 years, well, I was 69, 68, whatever it was then. He said, I've never, ever done anything like this before. You were right. I was wrong. That was the take. That was the one.
Wow.
That was it. And we embraced. And for me, that was the proudest moment as a director ever, to see the guy, the goat, right?
Yeah.
You know, say to you're making it now, mate. You're now becoming a director, and you pushed and you got the shot.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. And it was I'm actually getting goosebumps remembering the moment, because it was really cool.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I've always loved, look, Australia, we love John.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
You get to hang out with him and work with him. And don't get me wrong, you know, like with all actors, actors will come to set with a vision. The director's going to come to set with a vision. Sometimes the DOP's got a fucking vision. Everybody's got a vision. And you've got to wean through it all and try and get what Chris sees, you know, because at the end of the day, it's what's going to be on the screen. I want people to see, okay, that's what Chris' son thought. And that's what I love about the cast that I have. They bring brilliant stuff where I can look at it and go, you know what? No, Chris' son's wrong in this moment.
Yeah.
They're right. We need to shoot that. Lincoln or Simone, who's another phenomenal actress, Simone Buchanan, you know, the opening Exorcism. I mean, I love Simone. Her and JJ together are just magic. You know, JJ and Melly Couch, you get these older, and Simone, I'm not saying these are old, I'm saying the older school actors, you know, from the 80s and 90s that we grew up with.
Yeah.
They just, I don't know, there's just some magic there.
Yeah.
When you put these guys on screen together, they just nail it. So, yeah, I mean, working with JJ, man, like, I would work with John if I could in every film, if it was a one-day shoot or something else. Like, and he knows. And the thing with John, though, as much as he, you know, I believe he will work with me on most projects, John is still about credibility and the scripts. If it's a good movie, John will do it.
Yeah.
You know, he won't just go, oh, it's Chris, oh, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's not about the money for us Aussies. We're not making big bucks here.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that later, because I got plans for that. But you know, so it is about the quality of the content for John. It's got to be a good script. You know, it's got to be a good role.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'd like to do a film where I can dress him up as a drag queen. I think that'd be fucking fun. And you know what, John, if he, and we'll get him to watch this, and you can hit him up later. I know you guys are going to do an interview with him. Say, Chris wants to put you in the movie as a drag queen.
Done.
Because I reckon he'll fucking do it. And I reckon he'll nail it, mate.
I was going to say,
the role he was born to play.
John Jarrett's drag race, you know, special guest RuPaul, and then Mick Taylor comes out and shoots the motherfuckers.
Just on actors, I mean, do you have any process in terms of pre-work that you want them to do before they come to set, or do you have anything that you go through in terms of character development? Did that happen with The Possessed?
Sometimes, I mean, John, we'll go back to John for a second. John is big about the backstories. John loves backstories, likes to create them. Some actors do, some actors don't. I will play the backstory sometimes if I feel it needs it. I'll sit down with the actors and we'll go through it. And JJ is really good at backstories. The guy just loves them. He'll just create this whole fucking universe, that existed. And you're like, fucking, maybe that's what really the guy was really about, But yeah, I think it depends on the actors and stuff. I love doing, storyboards and that, but creating like visuals with Rob Stenner does my art. He also does all James Wan's stuff now, which is great. Another Sunny Coaster up here that's doing all, monster designs for all the bigger places now. But I think that, backstories can be extremely important in certain areas. Like say Charlie's Farm as an example. We go the backstories of the Wilson family, but I actually show that on screen where we go back in time and we do that. But sometimes the audience, a lot of times the audience don't know the backstories. Yeah. It's like, okay, we've got this guy, who's an exorcist and this is it. We don't know but I think with that in particular, with Jacob, we do show someone, we do show that he has possessions at home and all that kind of stuff. Like a little insight for people. The real guy that the movie's based on, because look, anytime there's an exorcism movie that comes out around the world, it doesn't matter if it's BBBBB grade or a big studio one, it says based on a true story, right?
Yes.
And I know that the audience are like now thinking, fuck off, it's not. The Possessed is actually based on a guy named Mark Gardner who lives up in Mullaney. Actually, he's moved to the Gold Coast right now, but he's from Mullaney. That doesn't perform exorcisms, he calls them clearings. And he's never charged for anything. There was people I saw commenting online a few weeks back saying, oh, this guy's a fake making money. He's never charged anybody for anything. He doesn't do that. And he doesn't advertise. Now there's a movie out. People are going, hey, I've actually got inboxes, people wanting me to connect them with The Exorcist, right? So everything he does, he just does it for himself. It's no financial gain. It's just word of mouth. So JJ had to go a little bit into Mark's backstory, but also create a bit of a backstory. So even though the exorcisms in the film or the clearings are based on actual clearings that Mark has done, Jacob is a little bit different, in the movie than what Mark would be in real life. But Mark walks around with a Hawaiian shirt and a pair of shorts like fucking koalas and kangaroo. He's not a priest. He's not a Catholic priest or what we're used to seeing. He's literally just this little Aussie bloke that is believe it or not, he's actually a stand-up comedian. He tries to do stand-up comedy. Mark, you're kind of funny. I know you're going to watch this. You're kind of funny. You could be bad. Right? No, he's great. He wants to be an actor, and he's done back in the day. But on the side, he goes around and actually, and I've filmed him performing real exorcisms.
Well, in the credits,
that's right,
because we watched the film over the last few days, and in the credits, you actually show footage of him.
Yes, sir, we did. And that was him actually performing a clearing on Sam Coward, who actually played Donkey in Charlie's Farm. And he's the one we chopped the pecker off. And, he definitely needed an exorcism. He's still choking. And also he was in Boar as well. We ripped his head off in Boar. That was one we did for a little YouTube show that I'm going to release next year called The Dark Side Down Under. So that's actually how I met Mark. But we went up to a house in Mullaney. This lady, she's going through a lot of stuff, and there was a guy that used to live in the house, who used to live next to her, that sort of fantasized about her, and he died, and she's married, and every time her and her partner even try to get intimate, shit bangs in the house, shit gets thrown. It's like this guy's spirit is now in her house and doesn't want her to have sex with this guy, and it's full on. So Mark goes up there, and he knew nothing. I told him nothing, dude. I thought, I'm going to test this motherfucker, eh? I took him up there and we set up the cameras and we've got the footage. And he fucking said, right, what's the go with this room here? And that's their bedroom. He said, somebody stands in the bathroom and watches you guys make out. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God.
Get the fuck out of here. He worked it out. And he's not like a psychic thing. It's like, I don't know, it's just like these demons or whatever. He can see them.
They're
there. He knows what's going on. So that was really, and he did all this, thing. That's the other thing too. In the movie, John waves his hand. He says, whose body is it? I saw somebody comment, you got to love the trolls, but they comment online, oh, the fucking hand thing, that's just rubbish. Well, that's what he actually does in real life. Like a shaman.
Seeing in again, you put in that video where you put that clip at the end, you can clearly see that's what he's doing, which is,
correct. And that's why I put that at the end, guys, so people get a bit of an idea of why he does that. And he actually says, whose body is this? So you keep saying, It's
Wow.
Sam's body or Chris's body. So the demons are going, okay, fuck, I got to get out.
Yeah.
This isn't my body anymore. So yeah, I think I went off track a bit there, but
No.
Yeah,
It's
interesting.
all good things. It's fascinating. But random question, Chris, and you don't have to answer this, but do you believe in exorcism? Do you
Fuck
believe
yeah,
in
dude,
ghosts?
bro.
Do you believe
Absolutely.
in
I love that shit. I went and did an interview. Actually, this is something I should hook you guys up to try and do.
Yeah.
I did an interview. So in Australia, there's a doll called Let Me Out. It's Australia's most haunted doll.
Yeah.
It was so famous back in the 80s that Stephen King tried to buy the doll. I've seen the letters from Stephen King trying to purchase the doll. The guy never sold it. And at one stage, they became very, very broke that he drove with the doll to go and sell it, but then couldn't do it and took the doll back, right? So he kept the doll. So over the years, if you Google or YouTube Let Me Out, right, there's so many television interviews with this doll, with this guy about this doll.
Yeah.
So I thought, fuck it, I'm going to go and interview the doll, right? So I sat the doll in front of me. I had a ghost hunting, stuff they use for hunting for ghosts, right?
Yeah.
So we had like a spirit box and all this shit set up. I put a lapel microphone on it, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they have this thing like spirit box. It's like, and voices come through it.
Yeah.
Right? Like if it comes through and says, welcome to 91, but we know that's not the fucking ghost, right?
Yeah. It's a radio presenter ghost. Yeah.
Yeah. If it specifically answers your questions, though, there's a good chance you communicate. So I've got the doll there. I'm sitting in front of it, and I start asking questions, and I wasn't getting much. And then I thought I'm going to be cheeky, and I said, are you a virgin? I just couldn't help myself, right?
Yeah.
And straight through the box, he goes, yes. Right? And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I remember that the people, every time the grandkids come over, they hide it in the cupboard, right? Yeah. So I said, do you like being hidden in the cupboard? And it said, no.
Mm.
And I said, have you ever seen Annabelle and Chucky?
Yeah.
And it said, no. And I said, would you like to? And it said, yes. This is all on camera, all coming through. Yeah. And I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. So I'm the first person, I reckon, that's actually ever captured something from this doll. Because even the owners were sitting there going, fuck, I didn't know the cat could talk.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on here? That fucking doll can talk.
Yeah. First ever doll interview.
So,
wow.
But, look, I definitely believe in ghosts and stuff like that. I'm not Christian. I do believe in God. And I think the only reason why I believe in that is because I have children. And you want to know that if anything ever happened to my kids, God, fuck, touch wood, but you want to know that they're going somewhere awesome, Like if there's a heaven, I want my kids to go to that fucking heaven,
Yeah.
So, I believe in all that stuff. Aliens, fucking the Loch Ness Monster, the Yowie, dude. I got some great fucking Yowie stories. Bigfoot, yeah, definitely. I took J. Kevin Foster plays Orion in this film. Don't ever take J. Kevin Foster fucking Bigfoot hunting. Don't do it. It's fucking dangerous, right? Because in the Bigfoot community, they get a lump of wood and they call it tree knocking, right?
Yeah.
So they'll hit the tree 3 times and then they stop and they listen, right? Is the Bigfoot going to hit back? Because it's like a communication thing, right?
Wow.
So anyway, I've got this camera set up and Jade, all you got to do is hit the tree and we'll see what happens, right? And Jade's like, oh, I can do that. Fucking yeah, sure you can, right? He lines it up, he misses and sack whacks me, dude. Oh. Boom. I'm like, no Bigfoot hunting with Jade Kevin Foster. If you do, no weapons, no woods, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just let him stand there, right?
Holy shit, man down.
It was a man down. And of course, Jade thought it was the coolest thing ever. He's like, did you get that on camera?
Bloody jackass. It's amazing.
It literally jackass. My eyes were watering for days. Yeah. But yeah, look, and that's how I met Jade, actually. We did that kind of stuff. So, he's great in the film. That was his first ever acting role. Wow. And I find him like the comedic relief a little bit, throughout the film. So much love for Jade. He's the sweetest, loveliest guy. But he just says the most random shit. Yeah. Actually, it's funny. When we cast Jade, it was all good. I'm like, yeah, Jade, are you going to do it and stuff like that? And he turned up, and Jade and I are completely different people, right?
Yeah.
So I'm blokey bloke, and Jade likes fashion. He likes the fancy, all the good. He's a good-looking guy that likes the good-looking shit, right?
Yeah.
I wear me dickies, me thongs, and a fucking Goatia shirt, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, he turns up on set day one. Jade, you're going to kill me, but I want you to. This is true. And I look at him, and I'm like, no, fuck no. Jade went and got lip injections.
I thought I saw
wow.
that in the film.
Oh my god.
It's like, dude, no, you can't do that, bro. What are you
That's
doing?
hilarious.
So John thought it was the funniest thing ever. He's like, this is what you get with working with fucking influencers. But yeah, again, I adore Jade. It was funny. You know, we just rode the wave, mate. It's like, whatever, have fun.
Yeah.
You know, you got it. We're here to make a movie. And you know what? People that watch Orion, that's it. That's Orion. That's who they're seeing. Yeah. They're seeing this flamboyant guy, you know, like that's it. And, you know, that's what we love about Jade. And we cast Jade for that reason. Yeah. So, you know, you can't not love the fucker. He's just great. But Jade, don't do that again.
No cosmetic surgery before the role, man.
Yeah, that's right. You just wait till like, that's an exclusive, by the way.
Yeah. Holy shit.
So many people are going to kick my ass when they hear this.
So much insight.
Yeah.
Given this is based on a true story, and as you spoke about before, but how did you catch wind of you know, the story and obviously then that moving into you writing a script and writing a film about it? But how did you sort of, you know, catch wind of it, essentially? Yeah.
The producer from Boar, Chris Merrick, when we were filming The Dark Side Down Under, you know, as I said, we're traveling around. Like, I go ghost hunting with drag queens in like abandoned prisons. It's really cool, man. Like just fun stuff, you know, because like movies, you know, I might not be able to do it. Like, well, obviously we're doing the Western, but normally, like when you write and direct your own films, it could take a couple of years, you know, before you get another gig. So you got to try and always be creative and do stuff. And Chris mentioned about this Mark Gardner, and you know, and Mark had known who I was, though. Apparently, he came to the Boar premiere, and I didn't say hello. Apparently, that's the story, right? I snobbed him. Apparently, I don't remember that, Mark. You know, but anyway, but that's how I met Mark. And what happened was, though, there was actually a script that was originally written on Mark for this film, but the funders, the people, the money people, Mark, they didn't like it. They're like, this is not good. It's not. It was just not right. It wasn't about Mark. It wasn't about him. And they hit me up and said, you know, look, would you be keen to get involved? And I said, look, for me to do it, I need to write my own script. You know, I need to look at you, Mark. We need to talk about this, and it needs to be a Chris Sun film. Yeah. And that's what we agreed to do. You know, we're like, okay, let's write that. So I'd be writing it and I'd be ringing Mark every night going, dude, what about fucking this, right? Like, because in reality, you know, when Mark performs an exorcism, and this is something, you know, for your listeners out there, that when we watch exorcism movies or exorcisms on the internet, normally it's like, someone's freaking out, they're fucking whatever. In Mark's universe, that's not how it works. He has had clearings like that. But most of the time, you're just laying there and something is coming out of you. Now, if I made a movie where you're just like, like, you know, and he's like, you know, and then it's like fucking he's doing it. People would be quite bored with that. They would be like, you know what? When you see it in real life, though, it's really intense. But in a movie, it'd be like, you know, come on. Yeah. So I had to create that digital vibe of something coming out of them, or the practical effects demons, to give you a visual so you can see it. So yes, people, there is, you know, an element of bullshit in there as well. Like I had to create monsters so you got something physically to see.
Got to make it entertaining too.
That's right. I mean, that's the Chris Sun side. I love practical effects. So even though we had this digital stuff going on, I wanted to complement that with practical monsters or demons that we can see. And don't get me wrong, folks, I wanted to kill people. If I could have had my way, those demons would have been killing people.
Yeah.
Maybe in the next one, you know. But I think that, you know, with Mark, and Mark was cool for that because he knew that, you know, and something that they're working on now with Mark is a television show called The Accidental Exorcist. Oh. So Mark calls himself The Accidental Exorcist because this happened to him by accident. He was actually being exorcised many years ago, and a demon came out of him, and then somehow he ended up having this gift. So if you go to the nightclub scene as an example in the movie, when Mark realized he had the gift, what was happening is he was actually sitting on a stool in a nightclub and he was watching demons bounce between people.
Oh my God.
Wowzers.
And, you know, and he believes that, you know, and well, this is a belief for the listeners out there. This is not what he's saying is fact. This is his own personal belief, that he believes that people that struggle from anxiety or alcoholic, there's demons attached to them. right? That make them do that. He's not saying this is fact, but drug addicts, there's demons that go, and make you. And he believes that if he can perform clearings, he can remove those demons and help you, with the drug or alcoholism or something like that.
Yeah.
So, and that's why he believes that in the nightclub he saw this guy, this demon attached to it, and then out of nowhere it just started beating this guy up. It's like a demon made that, and that's where that comes from.
That's
in the film, So it just gives people a bit of an idea. But obviously, we only have an hour and a half, to try and push everything in there. If we, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd like to do a Stephen King 3-hour movie. Fucking a 6-hour would be great, These days, no one would watch it. But, I think that, so the movie just gives you a little bit of taste of bit of Mark or what he's gone through, although we don't explain it. And we do that through Lauren Grimson's character, where she sees the stuff. Again, we won't spoil it for people, but she sees this happening. So that is kind of Mark, but through her eyes.
Sure. That story. Yeah.
Yes. And those special effects on monsters are very impressive in this film. I mean, you've obviously got a fair talent. I believe, if I read it correctly, you've also got a bit of background in FX and special effects.
I dabble in the effects, all the special effects for my films. I mean, I have, done basic stuff in the films in the past, but it's all done by Steve Boyle. SLB effects. Actually, I think they're known as Formation Effects down in Bridge. I just know Steve is Steve, right? So, Steve, build some shit. He, many years ago, I had a horror shop on the sunny coast, a little haunted museum, and Steve was like my hero. Like I even had one because he did the 30 Days of Night, all the makeup for that, and I look up this guy. He's just like my fucking hero. And when I started making movies, I wanted Steve to make my props, and ever since Come and Get Me right through, I've always gone to Steve Boyle. And I'm like I do Jason Voorhees coffee tables, and I think it's the most viewed coffee table in the world is my Jason Voorhees tables. I think they've had like 30-40 million views, probably more than that on the internet. But Steve is definitely the guy that does all the effects. In this film, he built all the suits, built all the, him and his team, of course. Built all the monsters. It wouldn't be a Chris Sun film without having Steve Boyle attached, that's for sure. Because them, that even like this Western, even though it's a psychological thriller, we have Steve building effects for this, just to keep pushing it, So when people watch it, they know they're going to get, their visual taste buds are going to get excited when they see great practical effects. And I think that although the world now is so CGI is everything now, it's become like the technology is there. And you know what? The Possessed needed the help of that CGI shit. Actually, so did Boar in certain areas. Although, again, the new generation, I don't know all the X's, whatever they call them thing. I know all my X's, but I don't know the X's, the Gen X's, right? But, they some people watch Boar and they're like, oh, that practical pig was shit. But they like the digital pig, But then you got the other people going, oh, fuck, dude, that practical effects is great. So with, and the other movie we'll talk about a bit later, the script that I've written that's now, we're green lighting, it's already with sales, it happens after the Western. Everyone will be happy to know it's 100% practical effects. It is a fucking kill fest. It's a fucking kill fest. But we'll go over that one soon for you, so it's all the effects are definitely Steve Boyle. Every now and then a little bit I might dabble, but I'm like a hobby special effects guy. He's a professional.
Awesome. Well, I reckon it's almost time to get to our listener question. What do you reckon, Paul Cookson?
Sounds good. I think so.
Fuck, here we go.
Here we go. All right, Chris, look alive. Here we go. So here is the question incoming. Hi, guys. Who do you think is the best horror director out of James Wan, Jordan Peele, and M. Night Shyamalan? And that is from Simon. So thank you, Simon, for sending that in.
Yes.
And Chris, do you want to go first on this one?
Do I have to?
You have to, yes. You're contractually obliged.
Thanks, Simon. Look, obviously, as a director, you always got to be careful talking about other directors, out there, especially, indie director like myself. But I have to say, the three of them there, you've put three crackers on the table, right? Let's be honest. Come on, dude. What the fuck, man? How are we meant to pick between, like, James Wan, first of all, is, I was only talking about him on an interview yesterday. He is the master. The fucking, actually, look at Jordan Peele now. I mean, fuck, here we go. We're like, come on, man. Like, all these guys are superb in their own right. I'm going to be a little bit biased and say James Wan because he's Aussie. He's my boy, mate. I don't know him, but he's just he's a rock star in this industry, right? Like, but then Jordan Peele, man, he's next level fucking amazing shit now. Like, it's full on. Like, we're wanting to watch Nope, just to check that out. Like, this guy. Like, he's on a whole nother planet when it comes to creating scripts and writing stuff. And I mean, James, he's fuck, dude. And then M Night. I mean, come on. Like, then you got M Night. I mean, fuck, dude. Like, he's on another level again. Like, you got this little indie guy, Chris Sun from Australia. These are like gods. They've got these fucking glows around them. Shit, even Greg McLean's hovering up there. They're all up there, right? Yeah. And there's little Chris A going, fuck, be nice, be nice, be nice. Look, Simon, I'm not going to give it a straight answer to it. I will favour James a little bit. How about that? Because he's Aussie. Yeah. And I'm all about supporting our industry. And even though he's killing it in the US, he's still a big supporter of the Australian film industry. And so I'm going to go with James. I'm going to stick with James.
I think that's a good answer. What do you reckon, Cookson? You're a big horror fan. Like, out of the two of us, you're all over horror.
Yeah, I agree with Chris. This is the impossible question, but look, Jordan Peele, Jordan Peele. He's really only kind of released the 3 films but the quality of them, of the horror ones, he's done a few series, but the quality of those and the originality of them, if it keeps going at that rate, he's probably gonna win the race, sort of thing. But that M. Night Shyamalan was probably the OG of those, and his quality to start with Sixth Sense and stuff like that was pretty amazing. Look, we all know his form's dropped off a little bit as he's gone on, but I still don't mind his most recent one, the one Old. It was a bit of fun. It was a bit different. Look, James Wan, I probably agree. I think James Wan, I mean, he's created the most probably films of all of them, but that original Saw was obviously pretty groundbreaking, and I know they're sequeling that into the ground, but The Conjuring, for me, that first one was one of the creepiest things I'd seen in cinemas for a while. Some of the stuff on that, and now he's built this production company, which is sort of churning out some pretty good stuff. Even Malignant, his most recent one, hit our top 10 films of last year as well, which was really original and pretty creepy as well. So I think, and he's Australian, so Chris is right. So How about you, Sam? Yeah, what have you?
I probably, echoing that in terms of, I do love Jordan Peele at the moment. I watched Nope, loved it. He's doing something like and especially because they're on such a big scale too. These are like really mainstream films, and he's doing something legitimately different, which I do like. It's not a superhero film. It's not, it's something different, and it's jumping into mainstream, which is awesome. But James Wan, Saw, as you said, that was groundbreaking. So those two for me. M. Night, Sixth Sense is awesome, but it's those two for me, I reckon.
Yeah.
I think James Wan.
I think
James Wan.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, nicely done.
To the bang.
Love it.
Jeez, I'm on fire.
All right, now we're going to swing straight into this other segment, which is really difficult and stupid, and it's called Name That Pointless Dialogue.
Oh, shit.
So I'll give you no guests ever get this, by the way, Chris. So the bar's very low. It's always just a small piece of dialogue from one of the films that are by one of these directors.
So it's probably just narrows it down to maybe 50 films, Chris, so no pressure. And it's not a common line. It is one of the most good. It could be an extra. Sometimes Sam even quotes it wrong,
I sometimes bugger up the quote, so it's
the impossible.
And I'm a horrible actor, so I won't do a good accent. So it's
all right,
you've got your work cut out. But here we go. Here we go. All right. Swing away, Meryl. Meryl, swing away. It's definitely not how he says it
either. Shit. No. Hang on. It's not a Jordan Peele one, is it?
No.
No. All right, I give up.
No.
Narrow down the director.
All right, director. It's M. Night.
Okay.
Swing away, Meryl. Meryl, swing away.
Nah. It could be the delivery. I don't know.
No, the delivery is perfect. When I tell you who this is, no, it's not at all. All right. It's out of the film Signs, and it's Mel Gibson's character.
Okay.
Have
I still
you
don't
seen
know,
that?
but yeah, I've seen Signs. I have seen Signs.
In the last scene, he, they place glasses, massive spoiler, but the film's like 20 years old.
Yeah.
They put the daughter's placing glasses of water all over the house, and the water is what actually kills the aliens.
Yep.
And Merrill is his brother, and he says, swing away, and he starts hitting all the glasses. So it sprays water on the aliens.
There you go.
Very obscure and pointless dialogue that no one was ever going to get, Chris.
No.
In that
You could have gave me like, if we need a bigger boat thing or something.
Yeah.
We've got that, You're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah. I'll be back, so.
Or like, if he dies, he dies. Everyone loves Rocky, Rocky Four. He dies, he dies. Like, use that for next time for someone else.
Yeah. Oh, no. The whole point of it is that no one will ever win this segment.
It's like the lottery. If they actually picked it, they should be winning a lot of money.
You win a car, actually.
It's
Chris.
like,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, should we? I mean, you just alluded to Rocky, Chris. I mean, that was the movie Rocky 4 that you picked to discuss. That's your nostalgia film choice.
Yeah, well, they hit me up and said, a lot of people always think that, look, don't get me wrong, I love horror, I love 80s horror. But, growing up, I was a huge Bruce Lee fan. I've got probably one of the biggest Bruce Lee collections in Australia, actually. Like I used to have a safe just full of Bruce Lee stuff. But for some reason, I think every film lover, you can't go past Rocky. We all love the original Rocky. But there was something about Rocky 4, I don't know what it was when I was a kid, that even though pretty much the whole movie was a montage, it was just music after, just one song would finish, the next song would start, and then if you're running in the snow and you'd get that bit, and then the next song would start,
Yeah.
There's just something cool about putting on the Rocky 4 soundtrack, getting in your fucking car that's not a Lotus, and, going down the street thinking you're fucking Sylvester Stallone, or being inspired. Let's be honest, any Rocky movie, there's going to be a moment where Sylvester's going to inspire you.
Yes.
All right. He's got the speech. It's in every fucking one of them, right?
It is.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what it is, If it's not Mickey with a fucking little golden glove, it's something, right?
Yeah.
Get up, you son of a bitch, because Mickey loves you, right?
Yeah.
Like, it just makes you want to get up and fucking do something great,
Yeah.
But Rocky 4, I don't know what it is. I remember we used to live next to a video store. For the kids out there that don't know, VHSs were a thing. You have to rent these things, right? And the guy's name was Gary. I don't know. I just know this guy's name because I used to go there next door and ask him if I could have a movie to watch, and it'd always be Rocky, right? So when my mum would, because my dad was an interstate truck driver, so he would be traveling all the time ever since we were kids. And so when my mum would go to bed, I would sneak upstairs, put in the movie, and watch it. And most times it would be Rocky. So they'd all come to a crash at Rocky 4. It all come to a crashing end though when Gary, asshole, decided to give my mum overdue bill.
Right? Oh, no.
For real.
Yeah.
So my mum was coming home one day. Gary comes out. He's like, look, you got to get Chris to bring the movie back. She said, what are you talking about? He's away in the truck because my dad's name's Chris as well.
Yeah.
No, not that Chris. Little Chris. And she's like, hang on, what the fuck are you doing letting him rent movies?
Yeah.
What are you doing? On Tick, mate. On Tick. So not only was I getting
dodgy bastard.
Not only was I getting these movies on credit, but he was like charging overdue fees. So it kind of ended pretty quick. But ever since a little kid, I don't know. I just something about I also think it's Sylvester Stallone. I just think the Rambo franchise, the Rockies, they're just all great films. But for some reason, it's Rocky 4, and if it's not that, it's Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee. I think. You know, my grandfather was Chinese. He just passed not long ago. You know, rest in peace. And that's where the name Sun comes from. My grandfather was Chinese, and no, I'm not Chinese, people. You know, he's was my step pop, but he was my pop. And you know, I've been a Bruce Lee fan since I was really, really little. So anything Bruce Lee, you know, for me is just, you know, I love that as well. But outside those two, you know, I'm a horror guy. Like if there's a horror movie, I'm going to watch it. And the more B grade for me, the better. I love splatter films. I love blood and guts. And I just think the younger generation today, they just, I don't know. Again, it's all the CG stuff, and they want the Marvel stuff and that. Like, you give me if they put a thing up tomorrow saying we're making a new Pumpkinhead, I'm fucking there. Right? We're making a new Frankenfish, or you know anything that's just random. old school horror, you've got me. I'm in. Yeah. But then, of course, you go to the other side of it. And we got the James Wan and the jump scares and the phenomenal films that come out now. But yeah, like Terrifier 2, I'm fucking dying to see that. Like Terrifier 1 was just perfect, and it proves a point. Actually, I said to some people before The Possessed, there is good money to be made in the film industry for investors in the splatter genre. And they all fucking know it's not. Nobody's interested in that. No, they're not. Look at fucking Terrifier 2 right now. It's killing it. They've done over 5 million or something, right?
Because they're passing out or whatever.
Yeah, they're killing it. That genre is still alive. And I think now what they've done, and thank you to them, because Dark Moon, and we'll talk about that in a minute, that is opening the door again. People are now going, I want to see these practical effects fucking splatter films. Yeah. So Terrifier, I can't wait to see it. But Terrifier 1, if you haven't seen it, guys, you got to check it out.
I saw it,
it's great, eh? Art is just, like Pennywise, you're a fucking legend, but art is just fucked up, right? Art's going to fuck your shit up. There's no doubt about it. So, again, though, it's opening doors, and it's showing the indie filmmakers as well. Guys, you can do this. Yeah. You can do it. Don't listen to the people saying no. Fuck them, right? If you want to go and make a splatter film of blood, and go and fucking do it, because there is an audience, and because of Terrifier 2, the doors are opening up again.
Yeah,
And let's not forget what Ryan Reynolds did for R-rated. R-rated was a thing. And distributors, like even my films, they're like, oh, we can't. No, R-rated, Chris. Oh no, you got to cut this out. And it was like, oh fuck, really? Yeah. And then Ryan Reynolds went, fuck you. This is what I'm doing. And now R-rated's just say, whatever.
Yeah.
So
that is
R-rated horror, I guess, is a little bit different because you can push it across the line, maybe. But, I mean, not in my world. Like, I'll watch it. I mean, there is lines to cross, though. Serbian film, fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
No, thanks. Yeah.
There's a line to cross. I'm not talking that kind of shit, right?
Yeah, I know.
But splatter, slasher, again, go back to the good old Texas Chainsaw Massacres, all the greats. And let's start making those kind of films again. Because I think you young ones out there, I think you're ready for it now. I think you've had enough CGI, right? You're like, fuck this CGI. I want to see somebody chop a fucking head off. And I want to see the silicon props. I want to see the latex. I want to see the blood splatter. I think you guys are ready for some more, Terrifiers and splatter films. I think they're coming back.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And Chris, you're going to do that, right? You're going to be part of that.
I'm going to do my best.
Yeah.
So we've got His Frontier, which we're working on now. And then I've written a script, which I teamed up with Jason Bahan, who actually was the buyer from Universal. And we developed the script called Dark Moon. So this is actually an exclusive right now.
Yeah.
And Dark Moon, it's I won't go into it too much. It's a monster film. It's not Boar 2, guys. It's not a monster pig.
Okay.
But it's 100% practical effects. It's going to take us about 6 months for Steve to build the suits, to build all the corpses, everything that we need for this film. It's a big, big build. But it's me going back to doing what I love, and that's just the monster blood and guts. Killing, R-rated. It's going to be R-rated. It's just it. And when we took it to the sales guys and we gave them the script, so we went out, we got coverage, we did everything, and that was new for me. Yeah. I've never gone out and done script coverage before. I've always just gone with my thing, but I wanted every angle of this script to be pulled apart. I didn't mind getting punched in the face. Punch me in the face, let me know it's shit so I can fix it.
Yeah.
But also I had to keep in mind that that's somebody's reading its opinion. Are they a true horror fan? Do they truly get... I mean, there's a scene in this movie that's a tribute to Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh, wow.
And it didn't matter if this person reading it didn't like that. Fuck him, it's staying, right?
Yeah.
Because true horror fans are going to go... Those that have seen that, not true horror fans, sorry. Guys that have seen Cannibal are going to go, oh, you cheeky little fucker. I know what that is, right? So we did the coverage, we did everything, and I believe it to be the best script I've ever written. Like, hands down.
Okay.
Then when we sent it to the US and let the US team read it, they straight away just went, boom, we need this film. To the point that the sales agents not only wanted to sign it straight away, they offered to even throw in raise half the finance for the film.
Whoa.
They're like, dude, this is a good script. This is a monster film that the world needs. And it's like, you know what? I'm fucking super keen. So we pushed it because of House for Rent, because House for Rent It's the first job I've ever I've had other. I got offered to do an O.J. Simpson film. That's another conversation that's still potentially on the table.
Yeah.
And then there was a comedy film in America. These are two American films, but this film came to me. It was a close friend. She was involved. His Frontier. She was in Charlie's Farm and in Boar. It's a fucking brilliant script. Yeah. And it was the first time. Legitly, somebody's like, "Hey, we'll just pay you to direct. You just direct it. You do this, so you don't need to worry about too much." Well, I've ended up producing it and doing all the other shit anyway. But it's nice to go in and do a project that's not the typical Chris Sun project. It's not doesn't like everyone. Again, you guys have seen my films. They've always got comedy in them. They're not designed to be freaky, scary movies, but they're designed to have fun, right?
Yeah.
This is a psychological thriller. This is an actor's film. This is about how we light this film, how we shoot this film.
Yeah.
Because there's only 5 casts in the whole movie.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's really cool. Like, it's not what people think. And this is going to really test me as a director to become cinematic, to make it look stunning, not like straight to DVD. This has got to look stunning. Whereas we can go to Dark Moon, guys, and we can just fuck shit up, and we can shoot that in a handheld, typical slasher monster horror style film that we're going to enjoy. Whereas this one is going to teach me more, and that's what I love about my career so far. Every film, I'm learning that little bit more and a little bit more. I've got a long way to go. Will probably never be of the level of a James Wan or an M. Night, but I'm happy being in the $3 million to $5 million range, or say the 2 to 5 indie film. I'm like the cheaper version of Kevin Smith. I'm just a little Aussie film guy that loves making, random fucking Aussie horror films.
Yeah,
but I want to push myself too now and climb that ladder ever so slowly and gently. By just getting better each time.
For sure. That's what it's all about. That sounds, mate, you've got a lot going on though. You've got a lot in the pipeline, that's for sure.
I do. Definitely busy. It's it's a fun life, but it's also a challenging life because again, and it's nothing against the Australian film industry, but you don't make movies in Australia for money.
No.
And you've got your own money side thing you've
side project.
I do actually. We'll talk about that real quick. But the filmmakers here, they know what I'm talking about. Like we struggle, man. We do. I like Boar. Here's something that some people know, some people don't know. Boar. When Boar fell over, there was a section there where Boar fell over, and we had to save the film, and I didn't quit. But we ended up homeless 3 times. We had to live in my mum's garage because of Boar. I would put everything, whatever, back into that film. I'm going to finish this film. And I just battled. And, I lost friends along the way. I gained friends along the way. But I wanted to prove to people that I will not fucking quit.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish this damn film. Yeah. And fuck, we did. And Boar went on to be the 5th best-selling horror film in 2018 in Australia. Yeah. The 12th best-selling horror film for Universal for the past 3 years.
Wow.
Right? And it went on to go on billboards and taxi cabs in New York. Yep. If I'd have quit, if I'd have thrown in the towel, I would have always been the guy that never finished that film, that Razorback wannabe or something like that. I would have been that guy.
Yeah.
But I just didn't quit, and I feel really proud of myself and my partner. We just stuck with it, man. We just like fuck this. And Chris Merrick, the producer, we didn't give up. Yeah. So I just want to say to people out there that we're making movies in Australia when we don't do that. We do it because we love it. Yeah. We do it, and don't get me wrong, we want to get paid, motherfuckers. We want to get paid. But we do it because we love it. We do it because we want to tell a great story, our story. And like Kevin Smith, I mentioned him. I make movies that I think I would want to watch, just like Kevin does. And I just hope that you guys would enjoy them too. Yeah. That you would go, I like Chris's style. I'm going to enjoy his films. So that's the movies that I make. But on the side, you got to think, well, fuck, how do you pay the bills? You know? So I about 6 months ago, a mate of mine, Jace, he's my best mate. He introduced me online to a guy named Gary V, right? And Gary V is phenomenal, right? Like motivational speaker, everything. But I watched this video of this guy, and he went into a garage sale. He's like, watch me, right? And he went and he bought something for like $1. And then he went and he goes, see, I bought this for $1. We'll call it this tape measure, right? I bought it for $1. I'm now going to go online. I'm going to sell it for $5. It's worth $5. I'm going to make $4. So I was like, wow, look at this guy. And I've always loved American pickers and stuff. I know nothing about antiques, like nothing at all. I just love the shows, right? So I started watching these guys on YouTube. There's this guy called Hairy Tornado. What a name, right?
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, dude. Like, he goes into thrift stores and he'll buy a pair of shoes, right? Like, here's some we prepared earlier. Right?
Yeah, nice.
So, as an example, he buys these for $1. These are worth $90 secondhand.
Wow.
These are Reebok CrossFit. No, $70, right? These are right. So he buys these shoes, he puts them on eBay, he makes money. So I said to the missus, I said, I'm going to try this. And she's like, oh, fuck, here we go.
Yes.
Like, here we go. He's going to become a hoarder.
Yeah, the house is going to be full of shit. Yeah.
It is. So I said, I'm only going to spend $100. I'm going to spend $100 because I needed something to do. Like, it's okay, you can write a script. It doesn't mean you're going to go out and start making a movie, right?
Yeah.
So I come up with this idea and I called it flipping between movies, right? So I'm going to start with $100. So not this month, last month, September. I started buying stuff. I went and got some stuff. I turned that $100 into $2,900 last month.
Oh, dude.
Just over, I think, $2,200 in profit, right?
Yeah.
Last month. And I've kept going. So now I've been watching these YouTube guys and like shoes guys. If you need shoes, hit me up. Yeah. Asics, Brooks, Nike. Guys, I got you covered, man. I got you covered. Right?
I might have to, mate.
Mate, I got some deals going here.
Yeah.
But toys, like vintage toys. Here's a funny story for you. I went to an op shop and I looked at on the shop and they had these JVC 3D glasses. So listeners, don't just think shoes, think everything, right? They had $2 on them. And I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever. And as I picked them up, I saw these 2 boxes sealed JVC 3D glasses.
Yeah.
They had $6 each. And I'm like, $14. I'll take a gamble on that.
Yeah.
I went home. One brand new in the box was $250.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
The two's $500 plus the loose one. So I said to my partner, what am I going to do? I said, you know what? I'm going to put them up for $300.
Yeah.
$300 because I don't know if they work. I don't have a JVC 3D thing, right?
Yeah.
$300, brand new in the box, but the unsealed one free. Sold that night $366, right?
Yeah.
That's only one of the little success stories,
Yeah,
right? Like, some stuff though, you'll sit on it for a couple of months. But so for me, it's about what I'm doing now is I'm going to do videos, right? Like the YouTube guys, but I'm going to show people like going on my movie sets and then, interviews like with you guys and then going to the op shops and what am I buying and what am I doing? And it's called flipping between movies. And it's just for fun. It's just to say to people, hey, look at this. But hopefully I might be able to inspire someone else that, is wanting. I mean, look, again, someone was saying to me the other day, oh, why would you do that for $10? And that was actually the dump store. And I said, do you mean to tell me that if you're walking down the street right now and there's a sign that says you can have this $10, but you need to swap it for $1, you wouldn't do it? And the guy goes, oh, of course I would. And I'm like, well, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck, bro? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
But there is the other side to it where, you do your ass, you buy something, you think, like I bought this fucking globe over there that talks. I thought, this is great, and I brought it home and fucking it's not worth anything. I lost $10, So
that's
gonna
be
Yeah.
But I love that idea on YouTube because like it gives insight, and I think you said this to an Australian horror director. It gives insight to your life, and that's a really cool thing for fans, for movie fans, just to see that behind the scenes kind of stuff.
And that vlogging or blog, whatever they call it now on the YouTube, it's so big and there's so many people doing it now. And I just know over the years, I've tried to, when I've been shooting movies, say to people, look, do you want to do little videos and try to give people BTS, and sometimes you can get it done, but when you actually get on set, it becomes very hectic.
Yeah.
It's no longer like, hey guys, Chris here. And I try to do it, but it gets really hard.
Yeah.
So I just thought, if I can create a once a week little video of building the sets and what we're going through out there and take people on a journey. And also other up and coming filmmakers, they might see it and go, well, fuck, hey, like this is how he's doing the set. So this is how they do that or whatever it is. But then on the other side of it, like things from interviews or, our clothing company, Goatia, just take people on a journey. And, just once a week though, and we're only talking like a 10-minute little thing that they can watch. But it just gives a bit of entertainment. And again, as I said, I'm all about supporting the industry as much as possible. But if I can inspire someone out there that's going, you know what, like I'd like to earn an extra $500 a month. They might see how I'm doing because I'm going to teach them everything I'm learning. Sort of off we go. Actually, a mate of mine in Caloundra, he's security guard for like the marijuana store. And he's got believe it or not, his security badge says 666. I mean, how fucking random is that, right?
That's good.
like 666. So I'm on the phone to him the other day, and I'm telling him what I'm doing. I've actually got celebrities now that want to come out flipping with me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So stay tuned for that, guys. It's funny. I've actually got some of the actors and stuff that are like, hey, we want to go flipping with you.
Awesome.
But yeah, so he's now he now leaves his security job, going up the op shop, seeing what he can buy. But the poor bastard, he's standing there. Some guy pulled up out the front, saw his thing, and he's like, the devil, and started yelling at him. And like, these are the things you want to capture on film. These moments. Like, I'm walking down the street and I see him, and I got my little GoPro, and there's a guy, like, there's something wrong with this guy, but this guy's sitting there, right? And Brad's looking at me going, yeah, what's like, and the guy thought Brad was talking to him. So the guy's going, what are you having a go at me for, security guard? And I'm like, fucking film that shit.
Get that,
like, it's definitely entertaining throughout. It's not just op shops. It's not just movie sets. It's just random stuff that I capture that hopefully people will enjoy. But
dude, you should have got John Jarrett out there to do his thing when that guy was like the devil, you know?
Actually, when JJ comes up, I should actually take him op shopping. I think that'd be kind of funny. You know, John and I go and op shop, and I have to hit him up and see if he's keen. But yeah, look, I'm always...
Out his drag outfit.
Put him in drag. Well, actually, you know what we should do? We should take him and buy an outfit at the op shop and see if JJ will put it on. That'd be funny.
Dress
look, he's such a cool cat, he probably would. But look, I think for me, like, I mean, I'm 47. I'm not getting any younger. I'm not rich, you know. Like, you got to keep getting out. You got to keep hustling, you know. And I like to show my kids that you can accomplish anything. You can do anything.
Yeah.
If you want to go and fucking flip and turn those shoes, buy them for $1, turn them into $5, you can do that.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, it's, you know, I'm trying to live my best life and have fun and you know, as in, you know, be creative and get out there and do stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but I also got to keep in mind, you know, like even with the GoPro, because of, you know, my anxieties and stuff, like when I get into these shops, I'm trying to get more comfortable to spend more time in them. Right? But normally I get in there and it's like, fuck. And then you get really nervous with the camera because you think, oh, people are going to, you know, like, what the fuck? Or, you know, you walk in there and think, you know, someone sees you wonder if they're going to go, what the fuck are you filming? It's really awkward. So I'm getting better at it. But, and I think that people will see that progression, you know, as we go along. Again, I think that because I don't go out, I don't go to events, I don't go to parties, I don't do anything, you know, again, it might be inspiring people to say, you know what, I feel you. I understand what you're going through. And maybe, you know, you can start getting out a little bit as well and start, even if it's doing this or doing that, you know, or if it's somebody that's always wanted to write that script, you know, we might be able to, they might watch one of my videos and go, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do that. You know, and if I can help one Aussie make a movie or fucking do something, I'm happy. You know,
well, that's like you're kind of pushing exposure therapy for both yourself, but for others. Really, that's small increments.
Kind of is a little bit of therapy for me as well. You know, like it's funny because I'll do these little videos and I actually don't like doing them, but I do them. You know, when I upload stuff and stuff like that, and people see it. It's like the old thing, you know, just because someone's smiling doesn't mean they're not broken on the inside. Cool. And I think that that's what I want to try to say to people, that I get you, I'm with you, right? And we can, you know, or if we can sit there and encourage people, if they always want to make that movie or write that music or sing that whatever, like, let's fucking do it. Like, let's just do it. Because at the end of the day, I never would have thought I would have made 5 movies and wrote a fucking book, mate. I've written a novel, you know. I knew nothing about, I'd never even read a book. And I know Stephen King would slap me, right? He would be like, fucking dude, you dumb prick. But I wrote a book, and I remember I had to ring my mum and say, Mum, how many pages are in a book? She's like, are you serious? Like, that can be any, you know, it depends. It's a book. Like
112,
it's 112, you know, plus the synopsis or whatever. Like, I had no idea, but I did it, and I proved it to myself. And I sold the book, like, it's distributed in America, but I self-distributed it here in Australia, and I sold over 1,000 copies of my own little book.
So that's awesome.
Cool. So again, people, like, if you ever want to write that book, like, I'm terrible at grammar, I'm terrible at spelling. You don't need to be fucking good, guys. Just have a creative mind. Just write it and then get somebody to help you fix it later. It's the same as a script. Write everything. Like, write the most brutal fucking kills. Write $100 million film. We'll bring it back to reality later, but write it all now, and then we can design it, or you can design it with your team to come within the budget. Just get it out of your system first, and then, you know, and be creative, and then we can, you know, mold it into what it needs to be. I love that. Yeah.
Just to circle back to your film choice as well. For Rocky IV, I thought I know Sam's got a bit of a short quiz for you on that. No pressure to test your knowledge on that. But before I do that, I'll quickly give it a summary just for those who everyone's probably seen this film. But Rocky IV, of course, was released in 1985, directed by Sylvester Stallone and written by him as well. Produced by Irwin Winkler and Robert Chardoff. Of course, stars Sylvester Stallone, Burt Young, Talia Shire, Carl Weathers, and Dolph Lundgren. The budget was 28 million. It brought in 300 million, so a pretty good return.
Not bad.
6.8 on IMDb, only 37% on Rotten Tomatoes, which seems very low, yet the audience score on Rotten Tomato was 78%. So there you go.
Is that good? I don't know much about Rotten Tomatoes. Is that good?
37 is not great.
It means the critics hammered it, but the audience like it.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
The general plot synopsis, everyone would have seen this one probably, but Rocky Balboa proudly holds the World Heavyweight Boxing Championship, but a new challenger has stepped forward. Drago, a 6'4", 261-pound fighter who has the backing of the Soviet Union. On a side note, I don't know if I've seen a movie where two fighters are more greased up or sweating. They just seem to be soaked. Like you sort of said, all the montages are pretty amazing in it as well. And Dolph Lundgren it's almost like a horror film in a way, because he's such like the start where he kills Apollo as you know, I don't think it's a spoiler.
What do you mean?
Yeah. But it's so almost scary, so intimidating. And the fact that he even says, you know, if he dies, or something like that. I mean, that is so brutal. And then the rest of the film, and almost you're scared that our hero is going to die in this matchup. I mean, he's literally killed Apollo, who is technically a better fighter than Rocky, really. And how's this guy got a chance? And I just love the scientists are always around him, like injecting him with stuff and making him this monster type thing. Anyway, great film. But
this is a great film.
Yeah.
All right, you got some questions?
I've got some questions, Chris. Here we go. It's
been a while since I've watched it, but I reckon I've got it.
I reckon you got this.
Oh, by the way, I'm bad with names though, so if it's a name thing, I'm fucked. But anyway,
sorry, I forgot to say that. It's all name based. No, it's not really. It's true or false. So, Arnold Schwarzenegger helped Dolph in the gym prepare for the role.
Oh, come on, this is fucking outside the movie. This is BTS. You know, I've seen some BTS, but I'm going to say false.
That's actually true, believe it or not.
Fucking Arnold and Rocky weren't even friends.
I know.
Maybe that's why he helped him on the hope that he beat the shit out of him. Because there is rumor that Sylvester told Dolph that he wanted to actually hit him in the film. And I got a funny story about that later, but not about Dolph. But we'll go on that before we end the call. But next question.
Number 2. Sly rates Rocky IV. He was asked, what does he rate Rocky IV out of 10? And he said 7.1. True or false? Is that what he rates it?
This is like that one-liner thing. You know what? 7.1. Sly, no. Fucking hell, here we go. Why would he say 7.1? You know what? I'm going to say fucking true. I'm just going to say it.
That is true.
It's just such a weird number.
It is.
7.1.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Rocky IV was Dolph's first appearance on the big screen. True or false?
That's false.
That is true. That is right. Sorry, I shouldn't use that word. It is false. He was in James Bond, A View to Kill.
There you go.
All this. He had a very small role.
Did you know Van Damme's first movie role?
No.
He was a dancer in the movie called Breakdance. You see Van Damme standing on the side as an extra dancing.
Yes.
Wow.
Van Damme dance. Yeah, with the high pants.
I don't know why I said that, but anyway.
No, that's good. That's good awesome. Trivia. You're putting trivia back on me. I like it. Number 4, the 35th anniversary director's cut does not include Paulie's robot. True or false?
Fucking that's got to be false, mate, because the robot was there. God, surely not.
That is true. They cut it out.
Bullshit. What would he cut out the robot for? I mean, you remember when Rocky takes the call, right? And the kid he's out washing the car, and the kid comes out the robot. You can take it here, Rocky. Yeah. And Rocky's walking around in circles, getting dizzy on the phone. How the fuck are you going to take out the robot? It just they take out the whole phone call too, you know. And then Paulie, that's the only route he's ever got, mate. He turned it into a Sheila. Like, why the fuck would you? Cut him some. I got to get this 35th anniversary.
Yeah, we'll have to verify that. Number 5, we're almost there, Chris. Hang in there. Gym memberships in the US went up by 15% in the weeks following the release of Rocky IV.
Right. Well, I know nothing about gym, right? Ever. But I'm going to say that it's true because I'm guessing people all wanted to go and, that's true.
It's false.
Come on. Well, I suppose Rocky was the first one. This is Rocky IV. They're already fit by now.
Yeah, right, it was 16%. No.
Yeah. No, there was no percentage. That question was bullshit.
Have I got any right yet? I think
you got the 7.1 out of 10 right.
Of course.
All right, so here we go.
Right.
Last one.
I got this one. one.
Stallone intended this Rocky IV to be the final Rocky film. True or false?
I'm going to have to say true. I don't know. I'm going to say true because, Rocky V with Tommy Gunn just felt like he was going in a whole new realm, whole new thing. So I'm going to say true.
That is correct, Chris. That is correct.
I gotta get another one,
mate. There we go.
It's like my movies, mate. Two out of the 5 are great. You just got to pick the 2.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. 50% chance of getting it correct. No, very good.
Here's a funny story for you, real quick too. Talk about when I saw that video, Drago. I think it was Drago or Sylvester Stallone talking about he wanted him to actually punch him.
Yeah.
When we're shooting Charlie's Farm, I remember Kane Hodder. So those that don't know who Kane Hodder is, he played Jason Voorhees, and he had a fight scene with Nathan Jones, who played Charlie. In Charlie's Farm, and Kane Hodder came up and he said, I want Nathan to actually punch me in the head.
Oh, wowzers.
Right? And I said, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? He'll fucking kill you. Right? He'll kill you. He's in the size of his fucking hand.
Yeah.
So anyways, no, I want him to, when we're doing the scene, I want him to physically punch me in the head.
Oh.
Right? So I went up to Nathan and I said, Kane wants you to, because Kane was serious. He's like, dude, I've got to sell this stunt. I'm a stunt man. I'm like, no, dude, you're going to die. Yeah. So I went up to Nathan and I said, Nathan, Kane wants you to punch him in the head. And Nathan's like, fuck, no way. I'm going to punch this guy in the head. But it reminded me of Rocky when Sylvester Stallone was talking about how Drago and him, and they wanted to make it real. But these guys had gloves on, whereas Kane was 100% serious. We never did it. No, Nathan never punched him in the head.
Yeah.
But it shows you that there is actors out there that will actually push themselves to get this shot, i.e. Rocky. Yep. There was many times they would have got hit.
Yeah.
But it was a moment for me where I was like, fuck, he's going to kill Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
I mean, how the fuck would we go...
Kane
Hodder, Jason Voorhees comes to Australia, gets killed by fucking Nathan in one punch. I mean, we all love Kane, but Kane, oh no, that wasn't going to happen. But that was that was my experience of somebody actually wanting to be physically clocked.
Wow.
And it was so scary because even like my stunt guys in Boar, I was always scared for them, and they had to drive a car down a little thing.
Yeah,
but I was worried. I was worried about my crew and stuff. And I remember Judd come up going, dude, like most directors are like, okay, we want you to get fucking air. We want you to fly through the air and crash and roll. He said, dude, you've put me in the softest area to roll down.
Wow.
Because I was worried about his safety. Like, it's just, I think again that'll come, with learning as a director to be more daring. You know. But I don't think my films really need those big stunts, and we certainly don't need to punch people in the fucking face. Get shot, Well, that's another little story for you. Anyway.
Yeah, I love it.
It's funny actually because apparently little facts. Apparently, Lanigan and Weathers didn't get on well on the set of Rocky because he was so aggressive, and Stallone had to talk him out of quitting as well. So that's interesting. Also, apparently they had 8,000 people audition for the role of Ivan Drago as well. So pretty big casting. And the last one I had, which I thought was quite interesting, was they had the script for the film, but they also had a side script purely for the fight scenes. And they had the music lined up, and the script is like 30 pages just for the fight scene. And the way that Lonergan described it was, it would say like round 1, left, right, left hook. Like it was literally to that detail.
Perfect choreographed.
So amazing. But great film, great choice. we should also make sure that we, for the possessed, not the possession, we should say, is distributed by Umbrella Entertainment. With a special shout out to Dead by Dawn as well, who also helps with this as well. And also just to say, if our listeners are keen to get this or get access to this film,
go watch it.
Definitely do it. Great film.
Yes, please.
It's I believe it's available to purchase from VOD, so on all digital platforms, Blu-ray and DVD. So get out there and purchase it, because it is a great film. Yeah.
And where's it available to? Where can you get the DVDs too? Is it on your website?
Yeah, you can get it from our website as well. Like, people can buy them direct from us, or they can go like JB Hi-Fi, Sanity.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
All the different places. They can go to Slaughter Effects, if they want to get a copy of it there. Right now, like, if people are buying them, I was meant to stop at the first 100, but I just keep signing them. So if someone buys one, I just sign them, ship them out, signed for them. But yeah, and I want to thank Umbrella as well, and Thomas from Dead by Dawn. Umbrella are great supporters of the Aussie indie film industry, and just stoked to have those guys behind us, pushing this film out there, and Thomas just helping them market the film and get it out there as well. And he's always putting up so many films and supporting, and it's great to see people doing that. Again, it just comes back to, just everybody just getting behind each other, mate, and making it happen. So a big shout out to those guys. But definitely Umbrella for, getting the movie out there for the world to see. And in America, where, we landed Scream Factory, so that was exciting. And it's, pumping out there. So if you've got any US audience listening, check out Scream, mate, and get it from them. And the rest of the world, I think there's some theaters starting now. I think Latin America is going into theatrical very soon, and all the other countries are starting to release. So it's be out there by the end of the year, hopefully, done and dusted.
Bloody exciting, mate. Well done, and congratulations on the film, and good luck with the other ones that are starting to get in production. And mate, we'll have to get you on again.
I was going to say, have to have you back
those
on.
Come out.
Yeah, love to come on and have a chat. You guys are fun, and it was definitely a fun interview, and I like that, and I hope your listeners, guys, not for me, share this out, get everybody sort of, checking these boys out. They're a funny pair of fuckers. And, they love the industry, and we need to be all sharing and supporting each other's stuff. So thank you guys for listening. If you got this far, we appreciate you as well. And check out the movie. If you get a chance, check out Flipping Between Movies. Coming soon.
We'll make sure we repost that too.
Yeah, coming soon. I'll let you guys know once I've got I've got an Instagram page. Simone Buchanan's my only follower, because I've got nothing on there, right? Like I don't even know how she found it, but she found it, right? So, but let's all have fun. But love to come back and chat again.
Done.
When you're ready.
Perfect.
Right.
Chris, son, thank you so much, and we will chat soon.
Beautiful.
Take care.
You too, guys.